Hello and welcome back to more Chaos Draft. Ooh, we got a Cataclysmic Gearhulk and a Cloud Blazer. Okay, we're gonna go through the pack first. Contraband Kingpin, enters battlefield under control Scry 1 is okay. Over to Oval Chase Dragster, I do actually like. 4 mana 6/1 Trample Haste is kind of cool. And then there's a lot of energy synergy that doesn't matter too much, but this is a 2 mana 1/3 that can scry a couple times. Select for Inspection is okay. And that's about it. But I'm going to read the Gearhulk. I think this card is quite good. When it enters the battlefield, each player chooses an artifact, creature, enchantment, and a planeswalker, then sacrifices the rest. So I like that, but I also really do like Cloud Blazer. I think in general, this card is just going to be better. But I'm going to try out the Mythic, I think, because gaining 2 life and drawing 2 cards on a 2/2 flyer for 5 in the best colors could be where we want to be. Yeah, actually, I think I'm just going to take the Cloud Blazer. The Gearhulk, it is a board wipe, which is a bit situational, and it's in white, which is going to have a lot of creatures. I could think of a lot of situations where you're ahead and you just want to push the initiative, but then you can't because you're killing your creatures. That definitely could have been a wrong pick, but I think it's hard to pass up on the value of Cloud Blazer. It's in the best colors for Chaos Draft because generally blue-white flying it's just the best thing you can do, and it draws you 2 cards, so I think this effect is stronger even though the Gearhulk was a mythic. I think it's more of a mythic because that effect is just not necessarily healthy for limited. Anyway, let's look at the rest of the pack. Beam Upkeep, no. Kinship, it is a 3/2 flyer, which is good, but that's fine. Awful Snout really hitting me hard. And there's a draft I did a while ago where someone awful snouted as I was reanimating an Emrakul in like limited, not cube, but limited, and it really got me. I think I'm just going to take this card. It's a 3 mana 2/2 flyer, and there are some other good cards here, but the Bombardier is where I want to be, I think. But yeah, anyway, I was trying to reanimate the Emrakul and they awful snouted it, and I think was it Ultimate Masters? It was one of the Masters formats, but that was one of the most brutal beatings I've ever had. This seems good. It's a 6 mana 4/4 flyer that gets +2/+2 whenever you cast a non-creature spell. And Inspiring Call, draw a card for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it, which is hard to achieve in limited. Basically, a lot of the like core set or the set synergies are hard to accomplish in Chaos Draft because this was based on the format having a lot of ways to put +1/+1 counters on creatures. But in Chaos Draft, you can't always guarantee that that's going to happen. Counters are a bit easier to make work than some of the other things because, you'd have like reinforce and stuff like that. But 3 mana for situational like divination is not where you want to be. I'm just going to take the giant flying dragon. Dromoka Dunecaster is also a nice card. Being able to just tap down creatures is great, even if it's only creatures without flying. Ooh, Surveilling Sprite I do like. Someone took the bounce land, so people have figured out how to draft this format. I don't know if there is a bounce land, but I don't know if it's guaranteed that there will be one, but there is none. So tap target creature, then return this to its owner's hand. That's pretty expensive. So that's 5 mana to tap a creature. It is probably decent, but I don't want to be spending that much mana. I think I'm just going to take the 1/1 flying draw card when it dies. And because there's a lot of like X1s, 2/1s in particular are very common. So the turn 2 play of play Surveilling Sprite, trade for their 2/1, and then you're up a card seems really nice to me. Plus it's a 1/1 flyer. Everything we have has flying right now, so you can also just attack in the air and kill them. And I know Seed Spark is a really strong card too, but I'm not green yet, and I want to stay as open as possible going forward. Gitaxian Probe is quite nice. Counter target spell if its controller is poisoned. Does Coronavirus count? We got Trespassing Soul Eater, Vault Scourge, effectively a 1 mana 1/1 lifelink. And then Suture Priest. Whenever they have a creature enter, they may lose 1 life. I think I just want the information. In limited, even if you just pay 1 mana for this, like a sorcery speed peak, it's just really nice to know what your opponent has going on so you can play around it. So I'm just going to take that. Wow, this pack is quite bad. There's a lot of essentially uncastable cards because you can only get colorless mana from... You can't get it from basic lands unless you get a Wastes, which you would have to get from a pack. So not worth taking any of these guys. Warded of Geometries is interesting. It's a 4 mana 2/3. I do like Mighty Leap as well, and then Cultivator Drone is a 3 mana 2/3 and can only do colorless things. Maybe just take Mighty Leap and just go all in on the flying, because 4 mana 2/3 add mana is fine, but it is a little expensive. So I think I'm just going to take the cheaper card that I know I'm likely to play. A turtle. This enters the battlefield, exile a land you control. Not really into that. Keep watch, draw a card for each attacking creature is actually pretty nice. Even Warcraft, creatures you control get +0/+2 until end of turn. And then if you have Threshold, creatures you control gain protection from the chosen color. So early game, this can just protect your team, but late game, this can just help you like attack through them or like destroy them in combat, like if they attack into you and everything has protection. I'm not sure if I like that more than Keep Watch though. Because if they attack you for like 3, a 3 mana draw 3 could be nice. I think I'm going to take the Keep Watch. That definitely could be wrong, but we'll see. Target creature with power 2 or less cannot be blocked. I like that. Ooh, this seems even better. Protect the next 1 damage that we dealt to any target. In Chaos Draft and in lower powered formats where combat is more important than like comboing off or something like that, effects like this are so strong because it makes all of your creatures effectively trade up. Like let's say you attack with a 2/2. Imagine this is like a grizzly bear and they have a 2/2. If they block, you can prevent 1 damage from happening, and so now your creature won't die. So I'm going to take that. I don't think I'm going to take Spine Network. I do like the Path Mage, but I think the Daru Healer is a little bit better, especially considering that I have mostly flyers, so Unblockable isn't as useful as it would be if I had creatures like just random 2/2s. I do like Inspired Charge, but I also do like the tempo from Select for Inspection. If I'm going wide with tokens, this is probably a good effect, especially in Limited. Just being able to pull my team, and I get to disperse anyway, so that's pretty nice. I don't have any Merfolk or Wizards, I don't think. Otherwise, Stony Brook Banneret could be okay. I'll just take Disperse. It's a nice little tempo play there. Ooh, I think this card's actually very good in Limited, in Cast Draft in particular. I think I've drafted it a couple times. It's a 3 mana 1/4, and 4 toughness in historically is just very difficult to deal with. Until you get to like limited bombs like Cunning Breeze Dancer, this can basically block every flyer you're going to see and most ground creatures, and they can't like lightning bolt it and things like that. So it's just a good blocker that's hard to kill, and it's a flyer, so you can attack for 1 if you need to. I guess I'll take Cyclopean Snare. I'm getting a feeling black is open. Let's see what white cards. I did get a relatively late Daru Healer and Inspired Charge, so maybe like Esper is open, but you don't want to be 3 colors. I guess I'll take a Torpor Orb. You don't want to be 3 colors in Chaos Draft because the mana is very hard to make work. And one of the easiest ways to win this game is to just get ahead on tempo and like attack with a 2/2 a couple times until your opponent stumbles, and then you're so far ahead you win. Warping Whale's nice. Probably can't cast it, but it is an actually good card. Book Burning, I think, is essentially unplayable. So again, please just like, I don't know, don't text Wizards, email or tweet at Wizards just asking for the ability to like change the size of the cards in my deck separate from the cards in my draft. That would be super nice if you could get that. Okay, other creatures you control have Extort. It's a 2/7. The card seems actually very good. A lot of Clue Stones. Blast of Genius I think is a great card. Maze Sentinel gives multicolored creatures vigilance, and it is a 3/6 vigilance. So on its own, even without any of the extra effects, like this is just a good base rate card. It's unfortunate that this is double black, because I think Extort is one of the best effects for this format, but it's not really in the colors that we can make work, I don't think. However, I did see that black was open last pack, so it is possible we move into black even after my long speech about why you shouldn't do that. I still think that's not correct though. I think I might just take the Maze Sentinel because it's just a good ground card, like a good blocker. Or Murmuring Phantasm is another option, but I think I like this because I actually have some big flyers, so giving all multicolored creatures vigilance is not the worst. Sailor of Means is actually, and Squire's Devotion. Both good cards. There's a lot of green going on here. Someone took the rare, so like none of this is a signal yet because they only took 1 card from the pack. And I think right now our green-white start is good enough that I don't want to stray into other colors. So that's kind of the same reason I took Maze Sentinel, where It's just a good card. As I was explaining before, the 3/6 Vigilance, when you're playing the Flyers deck, which I believe is the best deck in Chaos Draft, you want some amount of ground creatures because you're attacking in the air and your opponent is probably attacking you back. So you want some way to like make sure you don't die. So just having a couple big Vigilance guys lets you pressure them offensively and defensively at the same time. +1/+1 is lifelink. You get a 1/1 vampire with lifelink. If I put this on like a surveilling sprite, it's quite good. But Sailor of Means is like exactly the type of ground blocker that I was talking about. I think I'm gonna go for Sailor of Means. I know Squire's Devotion is good, but I think I'm gonna go for the less risky Sailor of Means. Ooh, a lot of good things here. Stitched Drake requires a dead creature to cast, but it is very good. It's a 3/4 flyer, which is so big. I mean, I was excited about a 6 mana 4/4 flyer with some marginal upside. That card's fantastic. There's also Bonds of Faith, and this will be more or less a pacifism effect, unless they have a human, which, you know, it does come up where you can't pacify a human, but it also comes up where like you want to put it on your Cloud Blazer and make it into a 4/4. I don't have any removal currently, and there are 3 good blue flyers in this pack, which are all relatively similar for my deck. So I think I'm going to, in this pack, take the removal because there's a small chance that this comes around, but there's a relatively high chance that at least one of these blue flyers comes around. And considering they're all similar, I'm going to take the card that is not similar so I can just make sure I have a high chance of getting both. Skyship Weatherlight. This is a 4 mana. Search your library for any number of artifact or creature cards, and then you draw a card at random for 4 mana. That's quite a bit, it's quite expensive. All non-land permanents are the chosen color. Okay. This card, destroy an enchantment, exile target attacking creature or loot. Is okay, but I would need to be green. This is a 2 mana 1/1 that can become a 2/2, and I can recur enter the battlefield effects. So Cloud Blazer is more or less the only one there. This is, ooh, Hunting Drake. 5 mana 2/2, put a red or green creature on top is probably what I want. And this is a 3 mana draw card, they can't attack. Maybe I want that. Enchanted creature can't attack, and you draw a card. I was running out of time. I think the Drake was also very good, but stopping your opponent from attacking seems really nice, especially when you're like not spending a card to do this. Wall of 1,000 Cuts is really, really good. A 3/5 that can just attack I like. Reprobation is also good removal, and then I don't think I have too many instants or sorceries to go with Splicer Skill. Again, it still is a good effect, but I'm just going to take the giant flyer. Hard to do much better than that. All creatures have, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this unless you pay 1. Not too into that. Erratic Mutation, I think, is removal. Choose target creature, reveal cards from the top of your library until you hit a non-land card. And then the top one. So it kills them if you hit something that's like big enough to kill them. This can kill defenders, I guess, that have 0 toughness. I've never actually cast Erratic Mutation, I don't think. But I guess it's fine. It can kill like X1s or X2s. That's a big flyer. I do like Mardu Horde Chief. Blinding Spray is good too, but it's very expensive. I don't think I want a 7-drop. I also have no idea what a Llama Su is. I hope it's like a battle llama. But I think I'm just going to take the Horde Chief because my deck is all 3-drops, unfortunately. But basically, this fits the theme of like you want to be attacking in the air and blocking on the ground. And so you can generate, or you can get raid through hitting with like a Cloud Blazer and then make a token plus a 2/3 to block on the ground. So I'm going to take that. I don't think I'm going to wheel the Lamasu, but I think it's a decent card at least. Ooh, Demotion. Oh, there's a lot of good things here. Oh, this only prevents them from blocking. I want to stop them from attacking because basically the idea is you pacify, like with Hobble, you put it on their ground blockers and then you just attack over them. So you don't really worry about that. I kind of want to take the Loxodon Restorer, but take heart. Combat tricks like that are really nice. I have 10 creatures. This is a 3/4 and it gains you 4 life. I'm going to take the Restorer maybe. I don't know. It's probably I should have just taken the combat trick because I don't have one yet, but it's hard to say. All right, so black was not open. People took the good black cards, and yet they left Blast of Genius, which is so good. So it's +2, but you also get to loot, so it's even better than just divination. And then if you discard a spell, you get to kill something. So it's effectively like 3 cards worth of card advantage. I'm just going to take Murmuring Phantasm because it's an 0/5 blocker and I need more 2-drops. This is a 2-mana 2/1, unlikely to have any synergies with dinosaurs. I guess look at Jadecraft. Oh, I'll take Naturalize, I guess. There is a world where opponent has such a good card that I have to naturalize it. And so here again is the reason why I took Bonds of Faith over the flyer. I actually got 2 blue flyers. Someone took the best one, which is a little unfortunate. I think I'm going to take Moon Heron over Lantern Spirit. Most of my curve is 3-drops. I think Lantern Spirit is probably the better card. It's debatable. Basically, I like that this is 1 mana more for an extra power toughness. It just hits harder, and it's not like the 3-drop is better for curve because I have a bunch of other stuff to cast. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3 unless it shares a color with the most common color. What? Okay. I mean, I'm gonna take that. I don't know what's going on there. I'll take Rebuild. Wistful Thinking. Target player draws 2, then discards 4. Okay. I gotta read this card again. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3 unless it shares a color with the most common color among all permanents. That sounds so bad. I keep forgetting that my sideboard is not there. Alright, what are we doing here? So this is a 4-mana 3/3, Defender flying, and whenever you cast a white spell, it loses flying. Primal Crux is a cool card. If you're mono green, this is kind of what you want to hit. Choose any number of target creatures and they gain Persist. That's good if you like trade off a bunch. You can like recur into the battlefield effects. There's also Recumbent Bliss. I like that a lot actually. So it's a pacifism that gains you a life every turn. That's probably better than the Falcon, and I might even wheel the Falcon. Yeah, I'm gonna take the removal over the situational attacker. Just because in Chaos Draft in particular, where you're not dying so quickly, the 1 life actually will add up. Alright, what do we got here? Kiratar's Desire. Ooh. Enchanted creature can't attack, and it can't block if you have Threshold. So it's good early and good late. That might be one of the cards that I take, but we gotta look at the rest of the pack. Junk Golem is a 4-mana 3/3. Oh, yeah, that seems bad. So you have to discard counters to pump him up, and you have to remove a counter every turn. So I'm not into that. Cephalid Colosseum is very good in like Legacy Dredge and things like that, where if you have Threshold, you can draw 3 and discard 3, which effectively means you dredge 3 and then discard the cards you've dredged. I don't think I'm going to take it though. I think I'm going to take Kiratar's Desire. With Threshold, this becomes very good too. It's a 3/5 flyer. But yeah, just 1 mana, enchanted creature can't attack. I'm on board with that. Keeps you alive, and then in the late game it helps you win. What is this? Return target creature with converted mana cost X to its owner's hand. So you're never going to be up on tempo because you're spending 2 mana more than they paid for it. So it's not as amazing as it might sound. This is a 4-mana 3/3, and if it dies to vanishing, you get an enchantment. So we would get a removal spell. I like that. The other option is Knight of Circe is a 4-mana 2/2 flying flanking, and you can suspend it on turn 1. I like that a lot actually. The art is really cool, and then Lucent Limited is also a good option. I think really it's just between Knight of Circe and Lucent Limited. This card could be okay, but it's hard to... Yeah, I think I'm just going to take the 2/2. Because I can suspend it for 1, it just makes my whole curve a lot more aggressive. This turns cards into 1/1s. I like Wretched Gryff a lot actually. It's a big flyer. I can turn like dorky defenders into cards, and I could just cast it for 7 mana if I need to. So I like that. This is a 2-mana 1/1. You need a lot of instant or sorceries to make that work, so I'm not really into that. And target opponent looks at the top 4 cards of your library, and you choose a pile. So this is kind of like a divination. I'm just going to take the Gryff. It's so big. It's so good. Thoughtcast? This enchant creature, you steal it. You only get artifact creatures, though. I do kind of like Leonin Scimitar, especially with all of my, like... I wish I could see my creatures better. All of my, like, dorky flyers. This just turns all my, like, 1/1s or my 2/2s into 3/3s. So I like that. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be domineering too many artifact creatures. And Hoverguard is good, but too expensive, so we'll just take the Scimitar. It goes well with a lot of things we have. Nightwatch, 5 mana make 2 2/2s. I kind of like. Otherwise, 5 mana to mill 4, draw a card for each creature is not that good. Yeah, I'll just take Nightwatch. Not sure if I'm going to play it, but it does give us tokens. Ooh, 4 mana 2/3 Flying Prowess. I like that more than the 1/1. There's also pressure point if I want to tempo them, but I think I'm just going to take the flyer. 3 toughness on a flying creature is really nice. Silvergale Adept effectively is a 5 mana 2/1 draw card. I like Stony Brook Angler. I think it's a little bit more removal, although Wismere is really good too. But I like the we need more 2-drops because our curve is 3 heavy. And yeah, this is just being able to tap down a creature every turn accentuates our removal package. So I'll do that. It helps our curve. And again, we want, I don't even know if I'm playing Inspired Charge. We just want to reduce our curve because we just have so many 3-drops. Probably not playing Erratic Mutation. I think we have better cards. Incumbent Bliss, Hobble. I might not even need the Sailor of Means. I guess we'll see. I could probably get rid of Murmuring Phantasm at this point. And now I have 24 cards with the Jataxian Probe, but I do have quite a few expensive plays. So I probably want to run 17 lands and Probe, or I could just cut Probe for a land. But I have a couple prowess cards, so I think keeping Probe in just makes sense. Maybe I get rid of the Restorer, and I could also get rid of Keep Watch. I have a couple more picks, but I'm just building my deck. I don't even look at my sideboard. Why did they make the interface so bad? I just want to see my sideboard, but I can't even look at the actual cards. All right, we'll deal with that later. All right, we have target blue creature gains Shroud. I don't have a blue and green spell, so this will just be a 2/1. This, if enchanted creature is blue, it gets +1/+1 into flying. That's okay. This gives you your creatures flying, but most of mine already have flying, so I guess I will just take the card that gives blue creatures Shroud. Sure, whenever player discards a card, you can gain life. I could see a world where I need a 1-mana 1/1. This card is a 2-mana 3/3. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a time counter. No, I'm gonna take the Bleb. I don't think any of this matters, although this card's good, right? If you have Delirium, the enchanted creature gets +3/+3 for 1 mana. Yeah, that seems alright. Alright, we got next time target creature would deal damage this turn, prevent that damage. So Thoughtcast is going to be a 5 mana draw 2 most of the time. I think I'm going to take Awe Strike. I just don't think Thoughtcast is worth the mana requirement, because you're used to thinking of it when you have artifact lands, so it like Thoughtcast is a 1 mana spell, but 5 mana Divination is just too slow, even for me. Now we're back to the real interface. What do we want to cut? Part of me thinks Keep Watch might be a bit too situational. I could also just get rid of Even Skirmisher and then bring it in against an opponent, because in some matchups this is going to be great. Like if they're playing green and have no flyers or reach, then I just get in for 1 every turn. In some matchups they're just going to have like an updraft elemental and this will be completely useless. So I think I want to run the deck as it currently is. Maybe not this. I think Keep Watch is probably a bit better than the Shell Skulkin. Let me think if there's anything else better. Incumbent Bliss. So I just have good removal, ways to prevent combat damage. I think I like at least 1 Disperse. Yeah, that seems okay. And then Rebuild bounces all artifacts. I don't care about that. The only card I could see bringing in is Inspired Charge, because it just lets me Alpha Strike. But I think I would rather just have creatures. Maybe that's better than Mighty Leap though, because pretty much everything I'm attacking with is gonna have flying. So yeah, I think I'm gonna run that instead of Mighty Leap, and then 10-7 seems alright with me. Run it like that. See you guys round 1. Alright, we're playing against Marizzle08. Let's go first. So I have 2 lands, Kirtar's Desire. I'm gonna keep this hand. If I draw any land, I'm in business and like actually doing very well. And I can also stop them from attacking me with Kirtar's Desire. So I get more time to draw lands, and if I draw lands, I'm doing well. Okay, perfect. So pass turn. I'm going to lead with the Burrington Bombardier, I think. Oh, that's a good card. It's going to be hard for them to kill any of my creatures. So yeah, let's play the Bombardier. Next turn, I would really like to be able to attack, trigger raid on the Horde Chief. What is this? This is an 0/5 Defender Reach. When it blocks a creature, return that creature to its owner's hand at end of combat. That's a very good card. I think this person was in our draft, because I think I saw that card. Let's see. Is it worth trading my Bombardier in play for Horde Chief plus equip. Because I could also just play Updraft Elemental. I think I'm just going to play Updraft Elemental and equip the Scimitar to the Bombardier and not attack. The 05 Defender is quite a problem. I'm going to equip here just to, like, I don't know, prevent them from lightning or having shock to kill my 2/2. Ordinate Geometries. I think they were in my draft. I'm trying to think of good red-green cards. They appear to be mostly red, so it's hard to know exactly what they might have. And I kind of regret how I equipped, but that's okay because I have enough mana to move it over, attack with both, one gets bounced, play a Mardu Horde Chief, and equip the sword. So it gets bounced. Yeah, the Ether Membrane, very good card. Play the Horde Chief, make a 1/1, and I'm going to equip the Scimitar to the Warrior so they don't kill it with the Flamekin Spitfire. Now, actually, it's kind of funny if they block the Wretched Gryph with Aether Membrane. Ooh, Ascen's Warden is really good in Chaos Draft, actually. But if they block the Wretched Gryph, I just get to draw cards, which is good. Island, so I'm 1 mana away from getting there. Okay, I don't have great attack, so let's just play Updraft Elemental and pass. They gain life, that's okay. They actually do hit me for 1, so opponent's deck looks good. The membrane is the key here, because otherwise opponent would have taken like 5 or 6 damage in the air already. What is this much? 2 damage to target creature. Oh man, so they get to kill my Burrington Bombardier. Alright. It's a good one. So I'm in a good position because lands and spells are good for me. Because now I get to make a 3/4 flyer. Draw a card. Ooh, and I draw my other good card too. That's great. Fortunately, Aether Membrane really doing some work. Mardu Scout, they just cast, they don't dash. And Skarg Guildmage, uh-oh. Creatures you control gain trample and target land becomes a 4/4 creature. Yeah, we got some blocking to do, that's for sure. Because they can turn a land into a creature and ping me with like Flamekin Spitfire to make pretty much all of my blocks really bad. I'm going to just attack with Wretched Gryph. Does that even make sense? I don't even know if that makes sense. Because if they block, it's fine. And I kind of want the Wretched Gryph back on defense. So we're just going to go with the Breeze Dancer as a 4/4 flyer. And I am going to give up my Warrior if they want to ping it with the Flamekin. Because I need the 4 toughness on the Gryph. The downside is, if they draw another land, they can start double pinging. No, they need 2 more lands. They can start double pinging any 2/2s I play, like Night Watch, and that gets really bad. Cruel Cluestone, okay. Well, now with Warden, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, they can actually just start double pinging with the Flamekin. They attack with a 4/3. So maybe their hope is that I block with Wretched Gryph and they pump it up. But I think I could just block with Updraft Elemental and Mardu Horde Chief. And then 1, 2, 3. I have 7 toughness to their 4. That seems okay to me. Okay, so I get to go Island, Night Watch, pump up my Cunning Breeze Dancer. They gain life, a little bit unfortunate, but part of life. And I think I'm going to attack with both because I don't want them blocking the Breeze Dancer. Although, no, we'll just keep back Wretched Gryph on defense. I'll hit for 6. I don't want to get hit by the tempo loss of them blocking my Wretched Gryph. Opponent has 1 card in hand. I will pass turn. They can kill my Warrior. And I want to trade off my Knights as aggressively as possible because they can just ping them down. What is this? What is this? Support 6? I don't even know what support 6 does, but that seems absurd. It's a 7 mana 6/6, and whenever a creature with a +1/+1 counter on it dies. Oh boy. So anytime a creature they have dies, they gain 2 life. Yeah, that's problematic. And now their Aether Membrane is a 1/6, so it is going to be very hard to hit them with Cunning Breeze Dancer. Not a fan of that. The Path Jin's good though. So I can go Kirtar's Desire on the 6/6, because they can give it trample and I don't want that. Now my Cunning Breeze Dancer becomes a 6/6. This is going to be a very tough battle. I can attack like this, and if they block, then I get to draw a card. And if they don't block, they take a ton of damage. I'm okay with that. Play the Jhin. They gain life. I'm going to equip the Scimitar to a Knight. 3-4. Does 4 toughness matter? I'm trying to decide. I guess I would have a better blocker for Warden of Geometries if I put it on the Horde Chief, so I'll do that. So now, it didn't even turn a land into a creature. Uh-oh. Okay, this doesn't have any other effects, right? No. But they gain 2 life if they lose a creature. So, yeah, I don't like this at all. I'm going to block the Mardu Scout. Oh, what if I double block the Scarred Guildmage? No, then they just ping one to death. I think I want Scarred Guildmage dead. So I guess I'm okay trading off my Horde Chief for that. This attack seems very strange. They must have drawn something really good. They can double ping, so this effectively hits for 5, so... If I block like this, they lose a bunch of stuff, but I keep my 2 best creatures. They can either kill, right, 6, 7, 8, they have 9 mana. They can either kill my Mardu Horde Chief by activating, or they can double activate to... Oh, that doesn't work actually, because they can double activate, kill my Knight. So that block is bad, because they can kill my Knight, and then I just take a bunch of damage. So right now if they give trample, I take 5. I think this block is acceptable. So, yep, they gain life, which makes the race very hard, but they just sacrificed their Scarred Guildmage, which was, I think, their best card in play. So unless they drew something even better, which they may have, I think we're doing okay. Okay, they're just gonna ping that. So right now my board state is much better. Do they have a... what? Ooh, okay. They drew Wild Slash. Fair enough. Well, it's good that I went with very conservative blocks then. And I drew Disperse. So I guess I equip the Leonin Scimitar to my Wretched Griff. And then attack in the air. Because they're not going to kill me very quickly. Yeah, that seems okay. If they block my Wretched Griff, I get to draw a card. If they block my Cunning Breeze Dancer, I can bounce something with Disperse. At end of combat, okay. So their Membrane's going to die, and I am going to bounce Warden of Geometries, because that's the scariest card from them. So now they lose their Aether Membrane. I don't get to recast my Cunning Breeze Dancer, which is, I guess, a reason not to equip the Scimitar. Yeah, that's actually a good reason to not equip the Scimitar, but you gotta take what you get. Okay, them cracking Cluestone is a very good sign. And they drew a land, so we'll see. First strike 3/3. Not the end of the world. It's pretty bad actually with Flamekin Spitfire, because they can still pay mana and kill me. So I can't attack with the Knight, so I can equip to Wretched Griff. Attack for 4. Yeah, the 3/3 first strike is too good. Also, this can block. I'm glad I remembered that that can block. Okay, play this. And then equip the Scimitar to the Cunning Breeze Dancer. So now, if they attack, I can't block the 3/3 because they could double ping. But I can block anything else pretty safely. And if I get another card in my graveyard, then they can't block with their 6/6. They replay the Warden, which we knew about. Okay, land, not the best, but we attack for 8. So they fall to 5, equip here, and I'm gonna hold this land in hand so they don't know what's going on. They don't know if they have to play around something, because giving your opponent 100% information is never the best idea. So I go down to 12. I think I'm pretty safe here unless they have a way to kill my Kiritar's Desire. So they swing out. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm thinking about what I can play around here. I'm pretty sure opponent is dead. So if I block here, I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I go to 5. Opponent has 7, 8, 9 mana. So if they have Giant Growth, I guess this line loses. Giant Growth and Lightning Bolt specifically are the only two cards in Magic I would lose to with this play. If I block here, then I could lose to them having a flying blocker or a way to kill my big creature, because I need both of them to kill them. I think it's more likely they have a way to kill one of my creatures, so I'm going to block here and see what happens. Wow. I guess I didn't consider that one. That's exactly lethal, isn't it? I'm down to 11, down to 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I had blocked the 3/3, I would have won. All right. Now I know what to play around, though. That's very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate, actually. But again, now I know that that's what they have. So they don't have too many flyers. Their blocker is frustrating, but I think in general my deck should be okay against them. Keep Watch felt decent. I think I'll just run it back. Okay, it's too late. Yeah, that I'm not sure if that block was correct or not. Yeah, this hand's okay. Because they're playing red, so I guess if they had a kill spell for one of my things, they could have just killed it before. So maybe blocking the 3/3 is correct. It's just really unfortunate when you lose exactly, because it feels like I'm gonna pay mana here. Okay, so they have Pinpoint Avalanche, 4 damage. Okay, so they could have had that as well, just as easily. So I think the block was fine, but in hindsight, unfortunate. Wild Slash can kill something, and Oval Trace Dragster is a 6/1. Ooh, that's a very good card. So I see their hand. Mountain is gone. I could have waited for Jataxian Probe, but I think the upside of hitting like a 2-drop on turn 2 and a 3-drop on turn 3 by casting Probe early kind of outweighs the cost of waiting. Or outweighs the benefits of waiting, I mean. So they can't really kill Updraft Elemental. I need another white source for this wall. So they drew a forest. I don't see any creatures for Oval Chase Dragster. Lotus Path Jin is very good. So let's attack for 1. This is haste, right? Yeah. Play the Lotus Path. Wild Slash only does 2, right? Yeah. So they play Mountain, Oval Chase Dragster. Haste doesn't really matter. Ooh, Stony Brook Angler I like a lot. So let's play this. And I can equip the Scimitar to the Angler so they can't Wild Slash it. Oh, I did that wrong. I was supposed to... yeah, I was supposed to equip to a creature, attack for 1 extra, and then move it. But that's okay. Okay, so 4 damage to my 2/3, that's gone. I draw planes, so I'm just going to tap out for this, hit them for 3. If they want to play a creature, crew the Dragster, that's fine with me. Oh, they can't even crew! Oh, that's fun. Okay, so I draw Knight of Circe. I'm going to suspend, let this attack, tap down Aether Membrane, hit them for 4. And the reason I went for that play instead of like waiting and then end of turn tapping down the Aether Membrane and swinging out is if I draw any land, I'm going to not be able to activate this because I'm probably casting my 4/4, but I guess I would have been able to stop the Oval Chase Dragster, so that's definitely worth it because it's a big creature. They have 2 cards in hand, I know one of them. This will come into play soon-ish. Inspired Charge. So I don't have the white mana to do that. I think this turn I'm going to pass and see what happens. Because I would like to be able to activate the wall and then cast Inspired Charge. So if they want to attack with Oval Chase Dragster, they have to crew, which then turns it into a creature. And then I think I'm just going to tap it down. And then post-combat, I can disperse the Aether Membrane if it feels necessary. I think I'm going to wait a turn though. I don't need to rush this. Ooh, Daru Healer is really nice. So I can cast this face down, but then I have to pay mana for the morph, so I'll just cast it face up. I can even trade that for their 6/1 if I want to. No attacks because I need another white source. Oh, I guess they could just shock the Daru healer, huh? But they're not going to. They draw a land. 3/3 first strike, I don't care about that. They crew. Going to tap this. They just have Wild Slash, so they probably just kill the Daru healer now? Yep. Okay, so they have no hand. And look how good Jataxian Probe was there. It gave me so much information. Alright, so this comes out. It's a 2/2 flanking. And there's a giant airplane going over my house. I'm trying to think of how I finish this turn. Definitely casting this. A lot of it depends on if I draw a white source or not. Recumbent Bliss, I think, just answers everything. Can't attack or block. Yeah, do this. I can bounce the Einok tracker and then attack them for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beginning of your upkeep. Okay. I think I'm just gonna hit them for 3 in the air. Hold back my creatures because I need the mana to be able to tap down with Stony Brook Angler. Okay. I thought that was game 3, but it was not. That was game 2. I really wish I had that creature that switched power toughness, just because their 0/5 is so like problematic for me, but I don't know if I have much better. Oh, I keep forgetting I want Loxodon Restore instead of Night Watch. I'm gonna do that because the 2/2s seem kind of weak against what I've seen from their deck, but a 3/4 gain life seems better against like a 3/3 first strike and a 2/2 double strike, things like that. I have Curator's Desire and Hobble, so as long as I draw a blue source, this hand can shape up. Oh wow. Hopefully they don't have any enchantment removal. Okay. Taxian Probe. I can take 2 life here to try and hit a blue source and see what's in their hand. And I have no way to prevent abilities. And this is a human, so I can't Bonds of Faith. I think I'm going to Probe. There's really no 2-drop white spells that I could play here. So, Plains. Just deciding if I want to Curator's Desire their 2/2. I think, you know what, for the sake of information, I'm gonna do this. Okay, they have 4 damage to a creature and Vigilance 2/3. So, given that, I'm just going to stop this from attacking because they really have no pressure for a long time. The downside is they can like start attacking me with lands. They also drew Gruul Keystone. Okay. All right, I needed a blue source. So they played Mountain as well. So I know the cards in their hand. They're going to play Warden or attack with a 4/4 land. Okay, they play Warden. That's fine. There's my island. So Updraft Elemental can block the Warden, but they're going to kill it. I'd rather lose my Updraft Elemental than my Loxodon Restorer. And if they don't kill the Elemental, then I'm doing okay. Yeah, this is a problem. I wish I had a permanent removal instead of just make it not attack. So I take block here. I think they've shown everything except Pinpoint Avalanche. Down to 14. Lotus Path Jhin. Let's play the Jhin. I'm gonna take 4 more damage here. I don't want to expose myself to the removal spell, like attacking me for 2 with Warden. I think the late game should... Well, the problem is they have that Guild Mage. Because I'm just going to keep getting hit with 4/4s. So I need to make a creature bigger than 4 power. Or toughness, I mean. Yep. Oh boy. Alright, I will take 8. Here's my land, so I could play Loxodon Restorer for full cost. Somehow it's worse than 2/2 Knights, although the life gain is relevant. The problem is none of my blocks on the lands are good, but I guess that's only true if they attack with 1. If they double activate lands again, then Pinpoint Avalanche, they don't have the mana to kill the creature blocking. So yeah, now they're only attacking for 4, and I can take this hit, because if I block with this and something else, they're just going to kill 1 and then I lose the other. Yeah, the 4/4 lands are very problematic. Oh, that's so bad for me. I think I'm dying. And a morph? Oh my gosh, their hand is good. Yeah, this did not shape up for me. I draw my island, but I think it's just too late. I can hobble the morph, see if I draw into anything good. Island, not great. And now they have Flamekin Spitfire, so I don't really see a way out of this for me. I can't attack, but I can't block either. In fact, they might just be able to double activate and just straight up kill me. Okay. Yep, so I'm just gonna trade away my Loxodon Restorer for a land. I can block disperse my Lotus Path Jhin. Going to 2 just seems so bad against Flamekin Spitfire. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, if I go to 2, I actually just die. So I block here, and then I'm just gonna bounce the Lotus Path Jhin. I don't think I'm winning this. The Guild Mage single-handedly won them this game. Yep, so I bounce. Unfortunately, I cannot bounce their land, so I have to do it this way, which is so much worse. Yeah, and just trading for lands is okay. This is just can't attack or block, but I do gain life every turn now, so I put that there. Okay, so I'm gaining 1 every turn at least. Play this guy. Problem is I have to chump block now. Yeah, the removal I have just lined up so badly against Scarred Guild Mage because they just make 2 4/4s here, and they still have Pinpoint Avalanche in hand. Okay, yeah, they attack with 2 4/4s, and I guess not the 1/1. Yeah, there's no there's no world in which I win this. But I'm going to chump and go to 2 and then go up to 3 from Recumbent Bliss, and I need to draw like a good blocker or something. Always yes. Okay, there's the wall. You know, it is possible. No, because they're just gonna Pinpoint Avalanche one of my creatures. I'm just dead. I could Bonds of Faith the Flamekin Spitfire because I think 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, they can attack with 2 land, and I have to block both, and then they can attack with the Spitfire as well for just free damage. So maybe it would have been optimal to Bonds of Faith the Spitfire, but I think if they're doing that, there's no way I can win anyway. Okay, so now I at least have a blocker for 1, and I just lose this one. So next turn it just gets even worse. And I couldn't double block because I was at 3. I draw land, so I'm dead. All right, see you guys next round. All right, we are on the play against Mimisic, whatever that's called. We're gonna go first. Yes, this hand's good. Trying to shake off what happened last round. Just losing to a 2-drop feels so bad. Especially a 2-drop that you stop from attacking. Not the best situation. But I'm down for some Updraft Elemental. Ooh. Stony Brook Angler. This card is really, really solid. It's got a lot of fish and just tapping creatures for 2 mana. And you know, you could also untap stuff. It's just really versatile and strong. Bushido 1. So it's a 1 mana 1/1 that blocks as a 2/2. That's good, but doesn't do a whole lot against my flyers. I'm going to probably just take the 1 and play my 2/2. I think being aggressive here is probably where I want to be, given that I have Moon Heron, so I'll just play the bigger creature. If I didn't have removal in hand or in play, there could be some consideration to saving the Bombardier because you can use it to pump up other creatures, but I don't need that. So they probably attack because they're not going to be blocking. Yeah, I'll just take 1. So yeah, Bushido, basically, it means they're good at getting in combat, but it has what is this? Sacrifice a creature or land, draw a card. Only if you have Hellbent. Not that good. But yeah, Bushido means they're good at combat, but not like you could just let them go through and it's not a big deal. So we're going to go Plains, attack for 2, then play a Moon Heron, and then I can play Recumbent Bliss or Updraft Elemental plus activate Stony Brook Angler, and this is what the Blue-White Flyers deck does. You just play creatures, you attack them. Ooh, 3 colors. Interesting. I will take the hit. Okay, so now that's a little bit scary. The problem is it has Exalted, so anything that attacks alone, I guess it doesn't really matter that much, right? I could just go Updraft Elemental, which blocks everything. Hit them for 5 in the air. Because I would like to save Recumbent Bliss for something even scarier, or like if they kill my Stony Brook Angler, but if I just before combat tap down the Rocks Charger, then the 1/4 can block their 2/2s pretty easily. Can tap this. Say yes. Okay, and they don't attack. I guess they figure it's not worth getting in for 1 damage. And they kill my Heron. Okay. A chain of creature gets +3/+3 if it's a zombie, otherwise -3. That's a good card, although it is 5 mana, which is a bit more than I would like to spend. Alright, let's attack for 3 in the air. And I guess at this point, I'm going to use Recumbent Bliss so I can start gaining life every turn. I guess if they get down to 0 cards in hand, they can sacrifice the Rocks Charger, but then they're sacrificing their Exalted trigger, so don't really want that. We're gonna use this to ambush block, just to prevent 2. Whenever land is put anywhere in your graveyard from anywhere, you lose 1. Okay, looks like Rocks Charger will be being sacrificed next turn. Yeah, all my enchantments are not so good against whatever my opponents have going on, but I can hit them for 3. And I'm gonna actually tap the Ragamuffin on their upkeep, because they have a card in hand and I don't want them to like draw and then play it out. So I'm gonna tap it so they cannot sacrifice the Rocks Charger. Because I don't mind too much taking... do I mind them sacking the Rocks Charger? Yeah, I think so. Like if they just draw a land and 1 extra spell, this stops that. Yeah, I'm gonna tap it down. And I was preventing 2 damage anyway, so yeah, this is just better. They hit an instant? Oh no. Oh, that's rough. So now they get to sack and draw a card. And now I'm only hitting them for 1 damage a turn in the air. And now they can sacrifice lands. They even gain life when they do that, so I say no. I'm in trouble, actually. I was really hoping they did not have an instant, let alone a removal spell. They hit me for 3. Alright, we need to draw something good, because I was hating on this card, but the ability is strong. It makes sure you just never run out of action. Oof. Oh, and they get to sacrifice the Rocks Charger! Wow, their draw really shaped up. I think... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've drawn a lot of land. That's what I've decided. Okay, that's more land. So I no longer get Recumbent Bliss. I can tap down the Undercity Scavenger. I don't think there's any point using Kiratar's Desire at the moment. I'm gonna sit back. I think opponent needs to draw land eventually, but I guess that's not even true because they have Ragamuffin. So I'm just gonna get wrecked by an activated ability here. So we're gonna tap down the 5/5 because that's the scariest one. Yes, tap that. They can attack with some. We just need to. What is this? What is this 1/1? Oh man, they have like a team pump. I mean, I'm gonna block the 1/1 because it's possible they just didn't see it. Okay, sure. Weird. Night Watch is a good start. So I'm going to. The problem is, if I enchant the Witness, they can just... I guess they can't even attack into my Updraft Elemental, so that's not even so bad. Ragamuffin is a huge problem. I need to find a way to deal with it. Because I can't really I can't really do anything. Largely because the Skola Grove Dancer is gaining them life. Oh no. What? Okay, sure. So whenever they sack a creature, they get an 0/1, and then they can sack even more. So I think at this point, I'm just going to have to beat their entire deck because Ragamuffin has essentially infinite things to sacrifice. We're going to Taxing Probe, paying the mana to see what they got going on. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. That's actually really good with the Skola Grove Dancer. I don't know if I can win. Well, I guess I can try. So I can tap down Witness of Tomorrows. Because they're not going to be hellbent for a while with Ragamuffin, actually. So this might work. I tap it down. I attack with my Vigilance Knights. They don't have Regenerate mana up for Kuro's Taken. Whoa. What? Okay. Ragamuffin down, I guess. I'm not too upset about that one. Alright, well... That thing that was completely destroying me is now just gone, so I get to Kiratar's Desire their 5/5 and then just kill them in the air. What? They had so many better blocks there. So they play the big thing. And I have one more removal spell that can deal with Defiant Bloodlord. Oh. That doesn't quite work here. I'm just gonna pass. They can scry on upkeep, but their attacks are not great. And I can like double tap their flyers. Right, I tap their 4/5. And then on my up tap, I can tap the witness if I need to. And hit them for 1. Oof, that's good. So now they have a 2/1 that... It's bad against updraft, but it means the knight doesn't get to attack. So I need to draw like another flyer to be able to kill them. I'm gonna hold this land in hand. I have enough things going on that I think bluffing a spell here is more than worth it. Although opponent has made some questionable decisions, so it's possible they wouldn't even read into that. They have Chillbringer. All right, Chillbringer is a good one. I mean, they got to draw land eventually, right? They've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 land. I mean, yeah, it's not so bad. So, yep, that happens. I'm going to untap my 1/4, I think. I'm going to take quite a bit of damage in the air. All right, so they swing out. We're going to untap this friend because it doesn't untap during my next combat step, but because it's untapped now, that doesn't matter too much. And I'm going to take a good bit of damage here. I take 6. I lose my knight. Yep, that seems like the most reasonable block. It's possible I was supposed to Inspired Charge, but that seems like my only ticket to winning this game. I could go Surveilling Sprite. They're not going to play around anything now, so I'm just going to pass. I have tap plus Inspired Charge. I think if they swing out, I just die. Tap this down, especially because if they could just start milling lands with the Skola Grove Dancer, and then I'm super dead. So I block 2. So I block here, and then I take lethal. Unfortunate, but I think in general I should be favored against this opponent. They have made some questionable decisions, and they're playing 3 colors. Keep Watch. You know, the more I look at this card, the more I probably want it in my deck. I think I'm going to put it in. Night Watch is okay against their 2/2s. I mean, everything I have going on is good. Nah, I'll just run it back. I think that game was only rough because I drew so many more lands than my opponent. Yeah, now this is a hand. As long as I draw 1 land, I think we're good. Because I get to turn 1 suspend this. I have removal, I have a good blocker, and I have good late game. So I just want to draw land. At least 1. Most of my cards cost 3 mana. Land? Okay, I mean, Sailor Means, I forgot that was even in the deck, is also a good card. Pretty good enabler for Wretched Griff if I ever want to do that. This just mills 1, right? Yeah. Alright, deck land. Oh boy. Well, I'm not dying. I have a 2/2 that can attack next turn. And anytime I draw land, my hand is very good. And they missed a land too. Okay, I think now I'm in business. They also only have 1 of their colors. And I drew my land. Yeah, we're good now. So we attack for 2. I'm gonna play Updraft Elemental. They don't have any black mana to cast their Devoid Kill spell, and this can block and then untap an attack. So it just pressures them more. That'd be funny if they were playing Reanimator. We're gonna attack for 3 and then play a Sailor of Means, I think. I could sacrifice something to play the Wretched Griff, but I don't think that's necessary. Alright, they drew a Forest. If they can't cast a spell with this, I think they just kept a bad hand. Okay, they did. Ooh, Mardu Horde Chief is really nice. So we're gonna attack for 3. And I'm actually just gonna play the Lotus Pathogen instead of the Horde Chief. I just want to hit for more in the air. Pouncing Cheetah. And this is what I want this deck to do. This is the curve that you're hoping for, is just play flyers, have good defense, and just keep attacking them until they die. Sylvok Explorer. No way to stop activated abilities, unfortunately. But that's fine. So now I get to go swing with all my flyers. 2, 3, 4, 5. And I guess I'm just gonna play Wretched Griff. Sacrificing Sailor of Means. Because that threatens lethal next turn. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So they need to draw a black source to cast a removal spell, and if they don't, they die. And I have Recumbent Bliss to stop any blockers. Yeah, so they're just dead. Tap you down. That even gets bigger. On to game 3 after I check. There we go. Okay, let's just do that again. Just hoping opponent's sketchy mana, and that's why you don't want to play 3 colors in a deck like that. It's just a little bit too suspicious in Chaos Draft. I had trouble hitting the colors I needed in just a 2-color deck where almost everything is a single cost. Eventually I'll draw Cloud Blazer. I want to cast this once. Please. Alright, I'm on the draw. I have 2 decent cards, but I also have 5 land. I am pretty against mulliganing in Chaos Draft, so I think I'll keep it. If I draw a bunch of land, I could be in bad shape, but yeah, in a deck with things like 6 drops and 7 drops that I actually want to cast, and like a bunch of 3 drops, it just seems hard to mulligan, because if I mulligan and saw 4 land in these cards, I would keep. So to me, it just makes sense to keep the 7 card hand, because I just have an extra land to work with. Opponent has a turn 2 accelerant and all their colors. That's not good. I just gotta hope they don't play Ragamuffin, although they didn't seem to take advantage of that last time. Penumbra Bobcat. As much as I don't like to do it, I am just gonna play out the Horde Chief. It does block their ground force, and I'm missing out on a 1/1, which would be nice, but I don't really need it unless they play the Exalted guy in the Penumbra Bobcat. Perfect. Alright, that's a lot of land. Wasn't hoping to draw that many, but it is 7, so if I stop here, it's still fine, because I have the Cunning Griff or whatever it is. They have the kill spell, Pouncing Cheetah, okay. I'll probably just take a hit off the Cheetah. I have a lot of things that do block it effectively. And Recumbent Bliss is saved for their big flyers. That's a good card. Alright, well, they killed that instead of my Cunning Breeze Dancer, and I drew Surveilling Sprite, that's nice. So I'll play this, play an island, pass turn. I think I'm still just taking 3 off the Cheetah. Because again, I don't want to use a removal spell or trade off my 2/3 blocker this early. Burrington Bombardier. I didn't see any counter magic from them, so I'm going to run out my good creature and attack for 1. I believe their kill spell that I saw was creature with either CMC or power 3 or less, because they just didn't do anything that turn. Okay, so the Scavenger is going to sacrifice the Bobcat. That's a good target for Recumbent Bliss, which then means I get to hit them for 7 in the air. Do you draw a card? No, they just scry 2, okay. How did they scry? I guess that's another thing to find out. 2 cards on top? What did they hit? Oh, I'm scared. Ooh, Daru Healer will be nice. I think it's still worth stopping their 5/5 from attacking. It's hard to imagine them having anything like significantly better than that one. Going to attack for 7. Where do I keep back Surveilling Sprite? I think I like attacking. I think getting aggressive is where I want to be. And then I go land, and I think I'm actually going to cast this face down, because I don't think they've seen this card yet. So the combat trick of preventing 1 damage will be really useful for my blocks going forward. Like, I can block the Horde Chief on the Cheetah. If they just have the Witness of Tomorrows, that actually doesn't do enough. So I'm still going to take 3 because I have the Daru Healer. It may be a little bit ambitious, but I have that. Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm going to say always yes and always yield. Okay, so I draw a land. I think I'm okay racing. I'll attack with my Cunning Breeze Dragon, because their board state is not that scary, and I want to make sure they don't kill me too quickly. I'm kind of torn because I know they have a 4/5 flyer. So if they play it and just block my Breeze Dancer, I could see that becoming an issue. But on the flip side, I could just play Burrington Bombardier and double block Witness of Tomorrows and then prevent 1 damage, so they can only kill 1 of my 2 creatures. Is this a spell? No, it's just discard. I think I'm gonna wait, and I'm just gonna hold the land in hand. Because, yeah, if they just jam the 4/5 flyer, I'm gonna be really happy I have this to push this damage through. Or that. Yeah, that's gonna be nice. And I'm actually gonna chump block with Surveilling Sprite. And I'm gonna flip this up. They know what's going on now, but that's okay. I just don't want to give them extra life. This effectively does 1 damage to them. Easy ability, yes. Updraft Elemental is a flying creature, which I like. So, okay, those are the 2 cards they kept on top, which makes sense. Ooh, that's a good one. But I'm gaining a life every turn. I draw a wall of 1,000 swords or whatever. So I could play the wall, island, hold up mana and pass turn. Because now they're scared of the cunning breeze dancer, I would think. Ugh, that's so bad. So that attacks as a 6/7 now. Please attack. I want them to attack here, actually. I think I can still kill it because this gives +2/+2, and then I can prevent one. So yeah, they actually can't do anything, which is good. I gain a life. I draw planes. Not the best, not the worst. The thing is, I can't sit around waiting, but I also can't like trade. If I attack with Cunning Breeze Dancer, I hit them for 4, then they gain 5. So I'm actually just going to play this elemental and pass turn because I don't have any other good plays. And they're just drawing all spells, which is really problematic for me. Pawn of Ulamog, that doesn't matter. This whole battle is about the air. They don't do anything. All right. And I'm gaining life every turn in this sports stall. I'm drawing land, but opponent's gonna draw land too. But I still can't attack. I need to draw like a disperse or the creature that I have that taps things down. The problem is they get to scry every turn. Their flyer's bigger. Did they keep on top? Bottom. They drew a land for turn. I just need disperse, I think, and then they have only one flying creature. Okay, they do nothing. Gaining more life. Bonds of Faith. Can't attack or block? Yep, that'll do it. It's not a human, it's just a Sphinx. So now I get to attack for a whole bunch. I don't want to go too crazy because on the backswing they can hit me for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And if they undo that, I think we're okay actually. Let this attack. We can actually go for lethal. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then Bombardier hits for the last 2. I'm gonna put it on this one, because that is lethal if they don't have anything. Yeah, we did it! Oh man, that was a scary game. Opponent's board state was impressive, to say the least, but we pulled it out in the end. See you guys round 3. Hey, the first time we've seen Cloud Blazer this whole draft, and it is against Captain Scoop. And they said, good luck, have fun. So I'm on the draw. I have Stony Brook Angler and Jataxian Probe. It is a 1-lander, but I do have Probe, so I'm gonna draw 2 cards, and Angler should keep me alive. I'm gonna keep this hand. It's risky, but it has some payoff. I don't like that. We're gonna, no, I'm not gonna wait on Probe because I wanna be able to cast Stony Brook Angler, and I don't wanna have to pay life. Ooh, River Turtle Covert Operative. So they're just mono unblockable. And I draw land. I think I should be okay against mono unblockable. Hobble, Kiritar's Desire, Recumbent Bliss, and Stony Brook Angler go a long way. They drew a Scoured Barrens. Don't know exactly what to think of that. But as long as I could draw a white source in the next... It doesn't have to be immediate. I just would prefer to not discard the hand size. So I have a couple turns, but not infinite time. They go mountain. Okay, I'm okay with that. If they try and kill my Angler, I will just bounce it. The turtle, another target non-human creature can't be blocked. Okay. Is this recorded? Yep. I feel a little weird that people don't get to choose whether or not they're being recorded, but I don't know how else to do it really. What do they have? Oh, that's funny. I will protect this. I think this card is definitely worth saving in this situation, and I know my mana is a little bit limited, but I get to hobble their turtle and then Recumbent Bliss their Covert Operative. Just want to say thank you for the content. You're my favorite MTGO streamer. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I appreciate that you're playing turtles, which are, like, in general, I like turtles as like real animals, but the turtles in Magic are so sweet because there's the 1/4 with Shroud that becomes a 4/1. I think that card is extraordinarily underrated. And then this is like also quite good because it gives things unblockable. So I'm just I'm a fan of turtles. I think at this point I'm probably better off just playing a Dario Healer. I don't actually care that much about the turtle. The downside here is that I don't get to, I think I missed an island. The downside here, okay, they just played another. I don't get to draw a card, so I might miss land drops, but my hand is full of action. I could just block here. And this is human? Non-human, okay. We're gonna go with Hobble because I would like to hit a land. Perfect. Go. So they just have an island and then things I don't know about. Hey, what? You can't do that! How did I have an opponent cast Cloud Blazer before I did? That's just painful. As long as I can hit a land and play my own, I'll be happy. Okay, alright. Can't complain too much now. I'll send them a winky face. They said something too. Little do they know it's my first time casting that card. So I can block and prevent with Daru Healer. I could just take it. There's a lot of options. Yeah, Daru Healer's doing work. Draw planes. Okay, this hand ended up getting so good. I get to go... I have 6 mana. I can go Moon Heron. I guess at this point now I can attack for 2. Because I can Moon Heron block the Cloud Blazer. I should have played this after the fact, but that's okay. Then I play Stony Brook. They might counter it. Okay, pass turn. Yeah, that, I mean, my 2-drop 8 their premium removal spell. That's why I took this card so, well, I think I got it pretty late, but that's why I value that card so much. They're attacking. What could they have here? I think I'm okay just taking it. I get hit by ninjutsu. That's fine, they'll just take 1. Next one to me. Because that plays into a pump spell, but this is a 5/6 flying. Okay, so I could just recumbent bliss that. Hit them for a whole bunch of damage in the air. I do like an updraft elemental, so let's do this. Play my elemental, hit for 5. And if I draw a land, I could play Wretched Griff. I'm glad I kept this hand, it's really strong. What is this? Whenever it becomes untapped, each opponent mills a card and then discards a card, then mills a card. That's not so bad. And a morph, which is more scary. So I gain a life, say always yes, and always yield to this. Draw a land, which I like. Play the land. I think I'm just going to attack with my Moon Heron. If they double block, that's fine. If they don't double block, that's also fine. But I could get into a situation where if I attack with Moon Heron and Cloud Blazer, they just block both and then I can only save 1. And I'm just setting up for an inspired charge here, so... Oh, where were these draws the rest of the time? I'm sorry, Captain Scoop. I did not have draws anywhere near this good earlier in the games. Okay, so they're gonna turtle, give that unblockable. So I take 2, and I just block the turtle with everything. Okay, turtle down, I take 2, and they get to untap. I don't mind discarding a card. Bonds of Faith. I'm a little curious what their morph is. I don't want to do anything too committal here, but I guess I can attack relatively freely with my flyers now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that is lethal if they don't do anything. Sure. They have 1 card in hand. They do have a morph though. Alright, I'm just going to go for lethal. Seems worth it. Ojitai Interceptor. So this is a 3/1 flyer that becomes a 4/2. That's actually quite good. But I just, that was my nut draw. I think I think I stumbled for 1 turn and then just absolutely drew perfectly. Hard to complain there. They have a lot of flyers. Heroic Defiance is so bad. That prevents damage. Part of me wants Erratic Mutation and part of me just thinks my deck is great. I think I'm just gonna keep it the same. I didn't see any removal from them, I don't think. So that's good. Oh wow, this hand's also quite good. I don't know why this happens. Every time I play against fans or people who know the channel, I just get like perfect draws. And then I play against like randos, it's more of a challenge. I wish we had closer games against people who like knew me. Although, I don't know, sometimes you wish for things you're not actually sure if you want them. I'm gonna Jitaxian Probe now. I don't want to take too much damage, and I want to know what they have in hand. Ooh, that's a lot of things, but not a lot of land. So this leaves the battlefield, put target non-land permanent on top of its owner's library. That's good. Wow. That's good. Exchange control of 2 target permanents that share a card type is good. The camel is just a 3/2, and then the siren is the thing I have to worry about, but I get to play Updraft Elemental and block, so that's okay. Play the scimitar, go. Yep, so they play that. I could also Kirtar's Desire it, but I've seen their hand. I guess they can evoke Nevermaker. They could evoke Nevermaker to put Updraft Elemental on top. Definitely playing Plains. Do I want to give them the opportunity? I guess they played a land, so they would need a land and to make that play. I think it's... I'm going to play it safe, I think. I guess they could Nevermaker my Kirtar's Desire as well. So either way, it's bad for me. So I'm just going to play the card that is best in general and then go from there. Oh, right. I forgot about Frontline Sage. The Exalted. That's not a thing that I read from there. So they get to attack and I still have to discard. But it's not the end of the world. It ends up becoming a 3/2. They only get 1 activation, and I don't care about milling. In fact, it makes Kirtar's Desire better. Cast this. So they have Nevermaker, which can put something on top, and Shifting Loyalties, which lets them swap control. So I really don't want to play Kirtar's Desire, because then they're just going to give me the creature with Kirtar's Desire on it. So I think weirdly enough, I'm going to equip here and pass turn. And then discard, that's tough actually. I want the healer. Part of me thinks I should discard a land. I'm gonna discard the Desire. I should have played that on the Siren. I didn't realize they had the Exalted guy. But now, basically, Kirtar's Desire stops them from attacking, but I'm the offense right now because they're not hitting lands. So I think it makes sense. Ooh, the Minister's good. Anyway, I think it makes sense to get rid of that. Cloud Blazer, you are so good. Draw 2, gain some life. Can attack with the flanking guy. And then I still have 2 blockers for the Siren. They draw a plane, so they can camo. They can also, I guess, this turn if they really want to, they can Nevermaker a creature and then tap a creature. But that's pretty aggressive. I don't know if I agree with that line because, like, they get me to discard, but I have the good board position, so discarding like doesn't matter that much. So they're just gonna cast it. That makes the most sense to me. Okay, pass turn. So, ooh, Bonds of Faith. I think I would rather get more creatures into play here. So let's go Plains into. Oh wait, I can double spell. I can. The problem is with Shifting Loyalties again. I'm gonna get the Siren, but they do have to draw 2 cards to get there. I'm just deciding what I want to do. I think I'm just going to do this. Bonds of Faith, the Nevermaker. Not a human. Then I can play Lotus Path Jhin. And they're going to attack. So I'll move to combat. They can tap before combat if they want to. And they tap that down. Attack with these. I'm the aggressor here. Then I play Lotus Path Jhin. And then I can pretty much deploy my hand before they can kill me or like make me discard with Siren. Alright, they tap down the Jhin, so they're gonna get in with the Siren. So unless I draw a card, there's so much happening around me. I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold it together. But there's like my girlfriend came home and is like moving stuff. There's people outside. So if the cutting seems weird, that's why. I can prevent the next 1 damage that will be dealt to me. And this only mills when it untaps, so as long as I draw something relatively useless, I'm okay. They've played Nevermaker, so they're going to discard probably Shifting Loyalties. Disdainful Stroke. Oh, that actually would have been good. They play a Morph. Okay, so that kind of covers everything. There's a land. Perfect. So now I get to go Plains, Wall, move to combat, hit for so much damage. Put them down to 6. They can tap down my wall if they want to, but that's fine. I'll make it into a 4/6, I guess. And yeah, the discard doesn't matter now because my hand is empty. Okay, so they can tap down. Ooh. I'm sorry, opponent. Let's, I guess, move to combat 5, 6, 7. The only reason to cast Wretched Griff pre-combat is if I draw a land, I can move the Scimitar. Because this morphs up as a 4/2. That's fine though. I'll move to combat. They're probably gonna tap down the wall. Yeah. Oh, before. Oh, opponent. All right. Well, I'm just gonna move to combat, I guess. I'm not even gonna move the scimitar. I'm gonna pretend like they did it at the right time, for their sake. So we can attack with Knight, Cloud Blazer, Lotus Pass, Jin, because this is a 4/2 if I remember correctly. And I think I can even just attack with Updraft Elemental. I don't see a reason not to do this. They're taking 3 at the very least, and that's if they like chump. Oh, okay, that's fair. I forgot about that one. Still not the best blocks. They want to go Siren on Cloud Blazer and Jin on... I guess it doesn't matter because I can prevent a damage. Okay, so they take 3. Then I played this. Okay, so I did hit a land, so I would have been able to move the scimitar, but I can just do that now. So they would have taken 1 more, they'd be at 2 if I had played the Griff pre-combat. So they loot. If they can get up to 6, they can Shifting Loyalties, but I think they're just dead. They only have 2 blockers and I have so many attackers. What is this? Whenever you cast a spell that's both red and white, I guess it's just a 2-mana 2/1 mostly. It's really unfortunate they've missed so many lands. I think that's kind of the theme of this draft. Cleans. So I think I just go for it, right? I can move the scimitar here. They can tap this block here, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they have to kill 2 creatures here. I don't think you can do that in these colors. And I know 2 of their cards in hand. I guess I can even attack with the Daru Healer. GG's. Yeah, their deck was sweet. Okay, we were very close to a trophy with this deck. I think round 1 we... Was it round 1 or round 2 that we... I think it was round 1 we lost to just their activated abilities, which is really unfortunate. But overall, I liked the deck a lot. This is pretty much what I'm going for if I'm like trying to draft my dream Chaos Draft deck, which is a good removal. We had actually a good chunk of it. It just didn't line up against activated abilities. But just like Hobble is great. It effectively kills a thing because, again, you have a lot of flyers. So if they don't have anything on the air to block you, you don't care about their ground threats blocking you because, you know, you're attacking over them. So good removal and then just big flying threats and a little bit of card advantage from Cloud Blazer. I think what this deck was missing was more 2-drops. I think if we had like a 2-mana 2/1 flyer, it would have gone a long way because we were a little bit slow out the gates, and that's how some of the races we ended up losing. But any game where we actually drew a good like balance of lands and spells, we just dominated. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.